Hey my lovelies, I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this Wednesday's Facebook card reveals for you all. So, if you were drawn to card number 1, we're going into the energies of new beginnings. I really like this card. This is an exciting time for change. This is an exciting time to literally turn your hand to new connections, new experiences in whatever direction, in whatever way they choose to come in. So it could be for some of you, perhaps you're connecting with physical new people. Maybe there are some new sort of friendships flowing and growing. If you're single, maybe new beginnings comes in a sense of being open to receive love and matters of the heart. It could be that there's a new job coming in for some of you. There could be a new house and home. It could be that the way that you sort of do your business is changing, and maybe you're making some sort of business decisions moving forward that are going to continue to sort of allow for expansion or growth or just new experiences. Could be so many things, but new beginnings is a positive time. It's usually seen as a harmonious time. It's a time to sort of close off from the things that maybe are not serving or not working for you anymore. And it's that whole feeling of sometimes like old doors don't often open up new spaces. So perhaps some things have just naturally come to a state of closure. Perhaps some things have just naturally come to be. And this is now just an exciting time for you to turn your hand to the next adventure, the next sort of piece of the puzzle, the next experience you want from your life. I think this is also a really, really important time to be true, to be real, to be honest with yourself. So, how do you want your life to be moving forward? Don't just sort of allow situations to dictate or get the better of you. What do you actually want your life to consist of? What do you actually want it to become? Because a lot of people I'm talking to at the moment, I'm having a run where people feel like they're in this sort of these dead-end jobs that they're getting nowhere fast, and they have these kind of burning hopes, dreams, wishes and goals and things they want to experience, but they're just not kind of allowing themselves permission to sort of take those first steps to achieve that. So if you know you're in something that you've outgrown or isn't serving and working for you, give yourself permission to receive better, to want better, and to allow better to come in. Because once we give ourselves that gift of permission, that gift of acceptance, that's where the true magic can happen. That's where sort of the true energies lie. So, if there's a course that you want to do, enroll on that course, find a way to sort of make it happen, to get the sort of knowledge, the teachings, the understandings in place so that you can go on to better your life, to have whatever new beginnings or new experiences are wanting to come in. But don't stay stuck in a cycle or a phase of your life that that you've outgrown. If you're in a sort of stage of life that isn't bringing you happiness, it isn't bringing you contentment, only you can change it. And I suppose it's being brave enough, it's being strong enough to think, I'm going to give myself permission to receive something of better merit, of better quality. So an interesting card if you've been drawn to number 1. Now then, guys, as we're moving into card number 2, we're going into the energy of Masquerade. Pay attention when this card shows. Be cautious of how you are being seen, how you are being noticed. Be aware of the connections that you're holding. Be aware of how people are responding or are acting towards you, because Masquerade is this card of kind of sometimes a wolf in sheep's clothing, and sometimes the people that sort of seem like our biggest supporters and our biggest sort of people that are celebrating us, sometimes they're the ones to watch the most, because sometimes they don't have our best interests at heart. So listen to gut feelings, listen to the energies happening around you. If a person seems good on the surface, but energetically you're getting a bit of wariness, or you're feeling like there's something not sitting quite right with you, pay attention, because it could be that you've got some people that are putting on a bit of a mask. So they're maybe sort of seeming lovely, seeming like they're supporting you, and actually they could be about to sort of stab you in the back. Now, I don't say this lightly when this card shows, but usually when this card shows, there is a need to be careful. Sometimes we can sort of be quite naive about people, and we sort of have this hope or this want that sort of everybody works the way that we do. So if we're respecting people, if we're being very lovely towards people, sometimes we automatically feel or think that that energy is going to be received or come back to us. And sometimes, unfortunately, people have hidden agenda, they have hidden motives. Sometimes people let us down when we need them to the most. It could come from a stage of jealousy. It could just be that somebody is, you know, I don't know, trying to sabotage or sort of try to block in some way. It could be so many things. But at the end of the day, it's an insecurity. It's a lower level energy that resides within this person. But stay safe, protect yourself. Don't allow yourself to get used, abused, or burnt by anybody that maybe is got a level of foul play on the go. So like I say, energy doesn't lie. It doesn't have a need. It doesn't have a hidden agenda. It doesn't have a reason to lie. And if you feel something is off with somebody, pay attention, because the energy is trying to prep you. It's trying to warn you. Don't sort of invest too much in this, because you may get burnt, you may get hurt at a later point in time. So keep your wits about you. And if people are envious, if they are jealous, on some level, on a higher consciousness, you're doing something right. You're obviously being fabulous in your way if you're being, or seen to be, a threat to people. Because, you know, when you're sort of just staying in your own lane, doing your own thing, not looking for drama, not looking for attention, if people can't handle that, it is a reflection of their own baggage, their own drama, their own insecurities, their own fears. But don't sort of allow them to project those onto you, and don't get burnt by anybody. So keep your wits about you this week if you've been drawn to card number 2. And finally, as we're going into card number 3, we're going into the energy of I am balance. Now, I really like this. The world is complicated. The world is not straightforward, as we all know. And sometimes emotions do ride high. Sometimes things do get the best of us. But what this card represents and what it's about, it's being really connected with your truth. It's being really connected with your own higher spirit, and it's finding a way to stay balanced. It's finding a way to stay grounded, even if everybody else around you is almost losing their bearings or losing their head a little bit. So I am balanced. This is really about you staying focused on what brings you happiness, what brings you peace, how you want your world to be. You know, we can't necessarily control what's happening to everybody else, but we can have this ripple effect. So, you know, have it start with yourself. What do you want to experience? How do you want your life to be? What are you doing? What are you putting in place to keep the steps easy, to keep the steps simple? So this is about sort of staying connected to you. It's staying connected to your own spirit and knowing your truth. You know why, the reasons you're doing what you're doing. And as long as you're not hurting or harming anybody or going out of your way to be a problem, then, you know, you're absolutely doing fine. This shows a lot. If you can hear any noise, by the way, it's just the bin men outside. This shows a lot as well, actually, when sometimes we put so much pressure upon ourselves. I'm speaking to a lot of people at the moment that have got the benchmark set so high on their standard, on their bar of life, and actually they're doing amazing. They're doing so much better than they realise, and sometimes it takes an outsider to sort of give them a screenshot of that through the eyes of tarot or through spirit connection for them to see, actually, I'm doing really well. So sometimes it could just be with this card as well, that you're just perhaps placing too much pressure, too much expectation. Maybe the bar of intention is set too high, and stop and celebrate. Stop and look at sort of where you find yourself. It probably maybe isn't the finished stage of your life, but look how far you've traveled, look how far you come, and be bloody proud of yourself, because if you can't be proud of you, how can you expect anybody else to be? You know, proudness, recognition, self-awareness, it has to come from within first, and then that can ripple out to other people, and other people can celebrate it with you. But it's about letting go of the need to be seen by anybody else. As long as you're at peace, and as long as you're accepting and celebrating yourself, your worth, your truth, that's enough. That is more than enough. So, and within that, you find that sort of peace, you find that equilibrium of where balance lies. So an interesting one. I hope you can make sense of it. Beautiful cards this week, beautiful connections. So I'm going to leave them with you. I don't think I've got any real shouts. I'm in Trowbridge tomorrow at Colour and Crystals. That is actually fully booked. So thank you very much if you've secured a space to come and see me there. Very exciting. And then I've got the weekend off, like I said the other day. And then, yeah, Saturday the 7th is the next big one. Saturday the 7th, I'm over in Lee Park Community Centre in Westbury doing the last of my Wiltshire tour dates for this year. So looking forward to that. So still time to be involved, buy a ticket. Mum will be there with her stall on the night as well. So it's just going to be a beautiful night connecting with Spirit, bringing in messages, reconnecting you with loved ones, family members, friends, all those fabulous people that live on beyond the veil and want to sort of step in and have a chat. So that's happening the 7th of September. Tickets, like I say, still available on my website. So have a beautiful week, and I will look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Take care, love and blessings. Bye for now.